Okay, everyone, let me make sure the camera is straight. Happy Halloween. It is the Sunday before Halloween. So today we're making a old-fashioned pumpkin pie, a different recipe. I think I've done like 2 before. I can't remember. But this is a different one, and I will put the recipe down below in the video's description box so you'll have it. So without further ado, let's get started. So I'm using canned pumpkin, and you need, and again, like I said, I'll put the recipe below down in the video's description box. You need 1 1/4 cups of canned pumpkin. Okay. So get a scraper. And I'm making a little substitution with this recipe. It calls for sugar, obviously, because it's pumpkin pie. Dan can't eat sugar right now, so I'm going to use this Truvia Sweet Complete. I think it's stevia leaf. It's stevia, but it says you can bake with it, so we're going to try that out. So with that being said, I need, and it says it bakes, it measures cup for cup like sugar does. So I need 3/4 cups of this. And I've used this before and it's pretty good. Okay. And then we want to put the salt in, and with the salt, how much salt? There's the salt. And then it only calls for ground ginger and cinnamon in this, which I'm kind of surprised it doesn't have nutmeg or cloves, but it doesn't, so we're just going to do what it says. That's kind of a heaping teaspoon of cinnamon. And it looks like the sun might be coming out. The sun is coming out. Ooh, it's Western Washington. We don't see that too often this time of year. Okay. And we're gonna mix. I need to preheat my oven. I forgot to do that. And then I need to grab eggs from the garage fridge. Okay, let me go turn my oven on and get some eggs. Okay. So I want to add the eggs, but we want to slightly beat them before we add them. So in go the eggs. Now it calls for evaporated milk. Let me go grab it. Okay, in goes the milk. And it calls for 2 tablespoons of water, which is, I've never put water in a pumpkin pie before. There goes 2 tablespoons. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. And I just kind of splash some in. And I have a pie crust already prepared. It's unbaked. And I will leave a link where I leave the recipe down below in the video's description box. I'll leave a link to my favorite pie crust recipe. It's not a vintage recipe as far as I can tell, but it's really good. And I make it in the food processor. And it comes out perfect every time. So If you're looking for a good pie crust recipe, I highly recommend it. It's Sally's Baking Addiction. Oh, so good. And just mix this all up. Okay, my pie tin I think is 8 inches, which is smaller. It calls for a 9-inch pie shell, so we'll see if all of this fits. And my pie crust is, oh, it does fit. My pie crust is frozen too, because I have a weird way that I do pie crusts. I guess if you guys ever want to see a video on it, just ask and I'll make you a video. But let me put this on a cookie sheet in case it overflows in the oven, which it shouldn't. And then, well, and this is, when the oven is up to temperature, we'll put it in there. So I'll see you guys in just a second. Okay, so this bakes for about 45 to an hour at 425 degrees Fahrenheit. And when you stick a knife in it, it's supposed to come out clean. So let me carefully put this in. All right, I'll see you guys when it's done. Okay, I believe it's done. Said a knife inserted comes out clean, and it does. Look at that. Crust got a little done, more done than I'd like, but it smells delicious. It smells like pumpkin pie, so let's let this cool and then we'll taste it. Okay, Dan. You ready to try your pie?
What did you have to make here? Obviously a pumpkin pie.
It's called a tawny pumpkin pie. It had instructions for decorating it with processed cheese slices.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I didn't do that part because I just did not want to. Anyways.
Probably not the best thing to...
I made this with that Truvia, that's Splenda sweetener. I know, the crust might be a little...
No, so this spatula.
Oh, I do use the spatula. So this baked longer than the recommended time, but that's because this is an 8-inch pie tin, not a 9-inch pie tin. So that affected it. But yeah, anyways.
Well, a spatula is probably not the best thing to use for this anyway.
Just take
I couldn't find the pie server, so I'll just have to deal with it.
Yeah, it's fine.
You get some of this white slop.
So you have to tell me how it is. Are the cats fighting? What is going on there? Hey, stop it. Little rat bastards.
So it's tasteless slop.
How is it?
Pretty good.
Is it good?
Want to try it?
I do. I do want to try it. Oh, hey. It doesn't have a weird aftertaste or anything. Mm-mm. It tastes like a normal pumpkin pie. It's really pretty damn good. I should have covered the crust more with foil during baking since it took longer. And so just FYI, you might have to tent your pie with some foil, put some pie crust shields on them if it takes a little bit longer. Pumpkin pie takes a while to bake. But this is a really good recipe. Dan's enjoying it. It comes from the Farm Journal Country Cookbook. And this is from, I just had the date. This is from 1959. So yeah. And if you so desire to decorate this with processed cheese, you just take processed cheese slices and cut leaves out of them, and then you can ball them up to make little acorns and use a clove for the stem. That's what it said to do. But I didn't want to run back to the store to get cheese slices, and what would we do with the leftover cheese slices? So yeah, anyway, so this is a delicious pie, and if you make it with sugar, I'm sure it'll be just as good. Oh, are you licking your plate? It's almost Halloween, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.